Today we're talking about FC24 Career Mode, new features and gameplay. Today we are focusing more specifically on player career mode this time. We're going to see what's coming to the game mode. There's a few things to talk about as usual. If you do enjoy the video, please leave a like for me and make sure you subscribe to get all the latest FC24 news. And let's start with Player Agent. So the Player Agent allows for deep diving into the world of transfers, contracts and the many twists that are going to shape your career across multiple seasons. The Player Agent is going to guide you on your journey, commenting on achievements and losses, and most importantly, helping you shape your future by negotiating with clubs about potential transfers and contracts that shape your career. Shaping your path. Negotiations are a crucial part of the Player Agent. Even when you secure another season at your current club, you will always need to think ahead. At the end of each season, your progress is evaluated and it will determine if your club wants to keep you in their squad or if you will have to look for other opportunities. You can set up your career path by selecting a target team or look to move to one of the clubs recommended to you by your Player Agent. Target team. A target team is a club that you can set as the next step in a career. Objectives for the club are tracked across each season, and if you successfully complete them, you'll be able to join that club. You can only have one target team active at any point, but are able to change the target at points across the season. The agent will help you evaluate your choice of target team, and if you aim too high, they will recommend a stepping stone club that could be a bridge between your current team and the target team. Sometimes teams might not want to sign you, their budget plan might not be flexible enough, they might not need someone for your specific position, or their profile does not meet your style of play. As you develop, teams might change their mind, and you may get the opportunity to join them in future seasons. So we saw this already in the gameplay trailer for Career Mode. You can edit your wage, and basically you can pick from any club, I believe, that's in the game. So that's interesting. And then we've got the objectives you got to take a look at, and just stuff like that. I don't know what this means. Maybe that's one of the recommended clubs. Yes, it is. These are your agent recommendations. As the season unfolds, your trusted agent curates opportunities uniquely tailored to your performance and career progression. The agent evaluates your performance throughout the season, offering club recommendations that aren't just transfer opportunities, but distinctive challenges. By meeting the agent's objectives, you will secure a place at clubs that could act as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. These recommendations are designed to elevate your career, guiding you towards superior teams while considering geographical context and wage potential. The agent also provides recommendations before the end of the season based on your current performance, ensuring you always have options for next season. The agent even informs you of that team's tactical vision, so you feel comfortable knowing what will be expected of you on the pitch when eventually making the switch. We've got Objective Generator. Each club in the game has a set of requirements that need to be met to either join a new club or continue with your current contract at the team you're playing for. Those requirements are objectives that are active through the current season. Objectives depend on a few factors, including the prestige of the league to which the club belongs, its star rating and financial well-being. On top of that, there is the most important factor, your financial expectations expressed in a weekly wage that you want to earn when you move clubs or are starting the next season at the current club. Based on these criteria, objectives are created and split into two categories, mandatory and optional. Mandatory objectives have to be fulfilled for a club to even consider working with you. They are the absolute minimum needed for signing a new contract or securing a place at your current club. Optional objectives come into play when you want to earn more. Completing them alongside the mandatory objectives increases the weekly wage that the club is willing to pay you. What the mandatory and optional objectives are is defined by the tactical style of the club and your position. For example, if your club favours more dynamic, fast-paced football, expect more objectives like pass and go, while for those clubs which prefer more defensive approach, clean sheets and ball possession will play a more important role. It's important to always plan ahead so your career will develop in the way you want. Through the season, with the help of the agent, you are able to set your financial requirements towards your current target and recommended clubs. Towards the end of the season, the agent will need you to lock down your targets so you won't be able to edit your wages any further. It's good to think about your next move before that happens, so you are going to have more options in choosing where you want to play next season, but also maximize your financial potential. Weekly wage expectation. In terms of the salary, each club will provide a different range depending on the same factors mentioned for generating the objectives. Generally, it means that a better club from a better league can provide better financial terms, but they will have higher demands from your performance. Players' overall rating is also taken into account. The more developed you are, the bigger salary opportunities can lie ahead. If you're not going to be able to fulfill all the objectives, the club still might want to sign a contract, but for a lower salary potentially. It's also important to note that if you're going to overperform greatly, the club might not want to fully compensate for the additional objectives, so you have to be careful when selecting how much you want to earn. So we've got the example here, Real Madrid. You can tinker the requested wage down or up. The more you go up, the harder the objectives, and the lower, obviously the objectives get a little bit easier. On loan, your current club is going to be monitoring your progress and will require you to complete objectives to continue playing there. You can negotiate a higher salary, but it's important to keep your performance above the level of the club's minimum wage threshold. If at the end of the season, the mandatory objectives for the current club are not going to be met, you may have the option to go on loan. If you agree, you'll be sent to another club where you'll have to prove your worth to be able to come back to the original club and continue your career there. If you don't, you'll have to look for another club and sign a contract with them, leaving the original club. Free agent. If your contract with the current club is going to expire, you can renew it if the club is satisfied with your performance or go looking for a new club as a free agent. Joining a club as free agent provides a bonus to the weekly wage, so planned transfers can be financially beneficial. Moving on to the next tab, we've got play styles now. Player Personality 2.0. In FC24, we have developed further the player personality system, allowing you to shape how your player grows. At each of the 7 levels of personality, you'll be able to assign a playstyle, a unique booster that will change how you behave on the pitch. What playstyles are available for you to assign depends on the distribution of personality points between existing personalities, Maverick, Heartbeat, and Virtuoso. The more you are dedicated to developing one type of personality, the more playstyles you will get from that type. So we've got some gameplay here, Playstyle Plus available. Boost any of your active playstyles to increase their effects. And you can see 76% Virtuoso. We've got all these slots unlocked as well. So you can put up to about 7 different playstyles on your guy. So yeah, as you play, the more you play, the more playstyles you can put on your guy. And it depends on obviously these personality types as well. You can see all the available playstyles to select from, and some get unlocked at different percentage points here. Personality evolves over time as you get more experience, allowing for equipping of playstyles that were not accessible before, and potentially losing access to those associated with a personality type that no longer represents you. There are also generic playstyles that can be equipped across all personality types. Playstyles Plus, when you progress to the last level of personality, if one of the personality types may become highly dominant, you'll get access to turn one of your equipped playstyles into a powerful, more refined version called a Playstyle Plus. Next up is Focus Camera. We asked ourselves what we can do to improve the camera when playing locked to your player, and we put all the options on the table. In the end, we deemed that one of the most important aspects of implementing a new camera is the fact that we want the experience to be consistent with all the other modes you love to play in FC24, so we came up with a list of key improvements to the default camera that will provide a more immersive experience in player career. First of all, the camera will prioritize keeping your player on the screen, while also trying to keep an eye on the ball. When you are approaching the opponent box, or when performing key actions such as dribbling or jockeying, the camera will close in on the player to emphasize the importance of their actions. These enhancements, which we call Focus, are available on all platforms, and the enhancements have been applied to the default camera of each console generation. Tactical Focus Camera will be available on PS5, PC and Xbox Series X and S. Legacy Focus Camera will be available on PS4, Xbox One and Switch. Next up is customization. We have expanded the customization options for your player with some requested items. So tattoos now are available in the game. There you go. There's a left leg, I believe, and right arm, left arm. There's only 3 options here. I'm guessing they're going to add more in the future. But you can see this guy here has pretty much all the tattoos applied, I reckon. They're also introducing face guards and goggles into player career. So on top of using playstyles to create a unique player, there are now more ways to customize how they look as well. We've got training updates next. We've made 2 quality of life improvements. You can now participate in training sessions ahead of each match. You don't need to worry about missing a training session because you've advanced to the next match. As you play the training sessions, you will also earn personality points to aid with your player development. And of course, just like Manager Career Mode, Player Career Mode gets dynamic moments as well. You can watch your player receive the Ballon d'Or. You can also see bus trophy parades, which represent the conclusion of a season which has seen you help your team win at least 1 trophy. The Manager of the Year and Player of the Season awards will be presented to their winners in extravagant galas. Ensure your team delivers top performances across the season to grab the award yourself, or cheer on your players from the audience as they lift the trophy at the end of a campaign. So you can see the Ballon d'Or there, fully licensed, and these dynamic moments are only going to be available on next-gen platforms, including the PC, in both Manager and Player Career Mode. So that's pretty much it for Player Career Mode. Let me know what you think of Career Mode this year.